this story, if you are queer, please laugh and participate, and if you are not queer, please laugh and participate with empathy and love. This is an all-love story. So this story is dedicated to all of the queers and the gays and the lesbians and the trans folk who have come before me, generations before me, who, through their strength and their fierceness and just existing, have sort of paved the way to allow me and to allow so many of us to exist. And the story is also how I kind of inadvertently and with a lot of ambivalence did the same for a young person. So it's a story that was like 6 years ago up in the Hudson Valley. The person I was dating at the time, their sister was getting married, and if you know anything about gender, you know that weddings often pose a significant problem because you're like, what do I wear? It's not easy. So my partner was pretty butch, pretty masculine presenting, and also happened to be the sister of the bride, and so was the maid of honor. It's true. But you know, in this moment of like, kind of a missed, but they tried, like a missed moment of sensitivity, everyone was like, well, Ray would never wear a dress, but instead of just being like, let's wear a tux like all the other people here in this wedding, they were like, we'll just take the fabric from the bridesmaid dresses, a nice silky red sateen kind of glowing thing, and go to the tailor and make like a custom-made, I like to call it boxy piece of shit, kind of like a carnival barker half like blazer situation. So it was awkward. So you can imagine, here we are going to this wedding, and that person standing up there wearing that very awkward, boxy carnival barker red sateen blazer should be the gayest person at the wedding. However, I should have been like Ellen DeGeneres' girlfriend or something. I was like so power lesbianed out. I don't really know. It's hard to know what to wear at a wedding. So there I was, and my friend, Ray's like sister-in-law, was like, oh my god, you know who's also going to be at this wedding is my younger sister Zoe. She is so boy crazy, just like watch out, oh my god. And I was like, you know, I'm a teacher, so I'm like, great, we'll just talk, we'll have some young women's empowerment, it'll be great. And so the minute she walks in, she comes straight for me and is like, I thought girls had to wear dresses. And I was like, yeah, girls can wear whatever girls want to wear. And she was like, huh, and you could just see it like wash over her, and she was like deep in something, and things were moving in her brain, and like things were really reconstructing. So the wedding happens, it's beautiful, I cry, I love a wedding, I know it's a problem, but I love a wedding. And there we are at the party afterwards, and there's little Zoe. Somehow I was left alone, I don't know, eating something, and everyone else was like somewhere else. And so Zoe comes right up to me, and it's like, when a man loves a woman, and it's like the song that's playing, and she's like, hey, do you want to dance with me? And I'm like, right here? To this song, and it's like, she can do no wrong. So, and I'm like, okay, so I'm like in the crosshairs, right? So it's like this moment of deciding, do I want to just like validate this like amazing moment of expressing exploration in her sexuality and just normalize it and be like, sure, of course, a 25-year-old dyke should be dancing with this 14-year-old kid at this family wedding it's not my family. That's totally fine and normal. Or should I be like, oh god, I don't want to be that weird 25-year-old woman who's Ellen DeGeneres' girlfriend dancing with this 14-year-old kid. But to make a long story short, because I heard this little thing over here, I'm like, sure, you should just know there is no one else on the dance floor. Okay, it is empty. And I'm like, cool. So it's like, when a man, so I'm like, loves a woman. So Zoe, what grade are you in? 8th grade. Cool. She can do no wrong. Like, people are staring and looking. What's Ellen DeGeneres' girlfriend doing with that 14-year-old girl? And I'm like, what's your favorite subject in school? You know. So anyway, it was fine. It ended up that she asked me for my number, and I was like, that doesn't really make sense. You're 14. Have a great time in Mystic, Connecticut, where you're going. And swift but settling denouement. I hear that she's now at All-Women Smith College in an a cappella group. Thank you.
Come back. Come back. Don't go too far.